Hey guys, Deadpool 2323 here, back with another haul. Just giving it a couple minutes. I'm going live, so I'm just giving it a couple minutes. I'll show off my got this back from grading. As they say, there go the panties. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Came back 2.5. I was happy with it. Figured it was going to be low. I mean, there's a little bit missing corner there, and a little bit missing corner down there. You can see a little bit there, and then the spine isn't. I don't know if you can really see that, but the spine's not great. You can just trust me on that. But the color is beautiful. I think it presents. I mean, a 2.5 that presents like this, hell yeah, hell yeah, I'd take it all day. So, love it. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead. We're a minute in, so we're going to go into the haul. It's a weekday, so a lot of people might not be able to tune in. It's a small haul, not a real big haul. I got some cool stuff, some cool covers to show off, some stuff I like. Hey, what's up, Hazel Dan? How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing well over there. So I picked this up for $1 at a pawn shop, actually. I remember buying these when I was a kid and reading it, and I actually just, for $1, I wanted to buy it and just see what some of the old prices were and stuff like that. And I just think it's neat. This is from, like, I don't know, September 1991. Yeah, I love the covers on them too, and especially the first, like, the first ones, I don't know, maybe the first 10 or so, because they all had, like, the wizard thing on it. Like, you know, it was Ghost Rider with the wizard, or it was Spider-Man with the wizard hat on, or whatever. So I just thought those were cool. But for $1, yeah. This I picked up. I don't buy a lot of Marvel current titles, but I wanted to pick this one up. I have X-Men Blue #1. I have X-Men Gold #1. X-Men Gold was going well. I cut back though because I just get tired of the cross, you know. But the storyline was good in this, so I thought I figured I'll try this one out. But you know, how many X titles do you want to buy? You know, how many do you want to buy? I don't want to buy 30 a month. You know, what? You have X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, X-Men Red now. You had Generation X. You had Weapon X. You had Old Man Logan. You had All New Wolverine. Then they came out with Cable. They came out with Iceman. They came out. I mean, it was just getting stupid again. And I was like, no, that's why I stopped buying back in the 90s. That's why I'm going to stop now. And so I've switched more toward Image because I like the Image books a lot better, to be honest with you. The storylines are great, and I don't have to buy 6 different books to read about one character. You know, I mean, Deadpool started being in like 5 or 6 different books a month I had to buy, and so I just stopped it all. I still buy a few, but it's just, you know, yeah, exactly. Hazel Dan says amen. I couldn't. It's just, anyway. So the next new book, and I don't normally do new books. I'm doing them because I want to this is kind of a smaller haul to begin with, but I want to talk about these haul. This is The Walking Dead #176. What a great storyline this is. So much better than the movies, in my opinion. I'm still angry about the whole Carl thing. I haven't watched last night's episode, so don't type anything in the comments. If you're live, please. But I really like this, where they're going with the story on this. Not sure how I feel about the stormtroopers, but you know, they stand out in a crowd, and if you're lost in a crowd, you want people to stand out. So I can understand why they would have done something like that. And who knows? Maybe, you know, maybe the storyline goes there was a hockey manufacturing place nearby or something. That's how they got. Who knows? Who knows? But I love those 2 storylines. Another storyline I'm really getting into is Port of Earth. If you haven't read Port of Earth, give it a shot if you're looking for something. It's a sci-fi with aliens on planet and Earth, and anyways. All right, so these next books I paid $1 a piece for. I ran out of Mylar, And honestly, some of these books don't deserve to be in Mylar. This is Silver Surfer number 55. I do like the cover. It's probably pretty cool Mylar, but I'm collecting the whole Infinity Gauntlet crossover. I've been collecting it for like a year and a half, and some of these books are hard to find, and I don't want to pay, like, you know, I didn't pay $50 for that. This is an old bag and board that I used. I paid $1. Like I said, these were, but it's not in the best condition. But I bought it because once I have the whole collection, I want to read it because I've never read the Infinity War. Don't hate me, bro. I like the Wonder Woman bondage covers, not because I'm, you know, sick. I don't know. I just think they're cool. So I paid $1 for this. This is in rough shape. If this was in better shape, where it wasn't all faded, and I mean, this is like a 1.0 or a 0.5, I would have put this in Mylar. But it is in such rough condition that I wasn't putting this in Mylar. But I do like them, so for $1, I wasn't leaving that there. This is Marvel Milestone Edition. This is, you know, the reprint of X-Men 28. I have X-Men 28. I like these Marvel Milestones. I try to pick them up when I can, but a lot of times you go places and they want like $10-15 for these, and you know, if I can find it for $1, I'll pick it up. And I never read this book. I own it, but I didn't want to read it, so I'm gonna read this one. All right, so that's it for the books that aren't in Mylar. Let me go ahead and move them out of the way. All right, the rest are in Mylar. Yay. Buck apiece. Sensational She-Hulk number 10. I really like this run. John Byrne did a lot of great work on this run. This isn't one of them, but I still like the covers to this run, so I'm picking these up. Not the best condition. It's got a tape pull spot up here and a crease right here, but you know, I still think it presents well. This one I really like. I'm trying to think who did this one. I don't know who did this cover. If you know, put a comment in. This is Sensational She-Hulk 18, again, $1 a piece. I think it's a great direct edition. I think it's a great cover. I really like it. So, number 49. Not really a big fan of this cover, but like I said, hey, what's up, Alex? How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping in. I really like the She-Hulk run. I want to get the whole run, so when I can pick them up for $1 a piece, I do. And to be honest with you, when I go to like these big LCSs, they don't normally have them. So even in their back issue boxes, you know, they don't normally have them. So number 56, Sensational She-Hulk. So and then the Savage She-Hulk too. If I can pick them up for $1, I try to as well. I like a lot of these old colors too. Number 15. They actually had 2 copies. This was the better condition copy, but it's not great. I want to get that whole run. I don't know why I have a fascination for She-Hulk lately, but again, $1 a piece. This one I was happy to get for $1. Savage She-Hulk number 25. This one actually goes for a little bit of money, and I really like the cover. Yeah, if I can pick them up on the cheap, I will. You know, I don't pick up the Spider-Woman. I kind of think sometimes I should, but I also think, you know, I've only got so much room. All right, hold on. And this is the last one I picked up for... No, I have 2 more I picked up for $1. This is Daredevil number 254. This is actually my second copy. I want to say this is the first appearance of Typhoid Mary, if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, but for $1, it's not in the best condition. It's not near mint. It's probably a fine plus. It's got a couple spine ticks, a little problem on the corner here, but still, for $1, I'm gonna pick that up. Pick this up for $1. I'm looking for a better grade copy. This is Iron Man 219, the first appearance of Ghost. It's dirty, so I mean, I hit that pretty hard when they're dirty. You know, but for $1 again, it seems to be pretty hot. So I'll probably try to flip this one just because after the movie they'll be in the dollar bins again. But I'll probably try to flip that. A good friend of mine gave me this. This is The Walking Dead number 150, Betrayed. But I didn't have this cover variant, so my buddy Joe gave this to me. Thank you, Joe. I've been picking up the face variants for The Walking Dead. This is the Michonne one. I love the Rick one. I don't like this one as much as the last one. I really like the Rick one, but this one's still really cool. I just think they're cool. I'm going to pick up all of them. So, going on with my Silver Age X-Men run, I picked up issue number 63. So, very happy to have that. I want to say, Alex, you would know, is this a Neal Adams cover? You would know that. It says Adams on the bottom, but I'm not positive that that's Neal Adams. But I really like the cover. I think it's a pretty good cover. But another one to check off. Still working. Still have a lot of books for sale, guys. Look at my video for books for sale. A little plug there. All right, these last 4 books are pretty cool. So this next book I got in my Silver Age, my Epic Silver Age haul, and it wasn't something I would normally collect, and I had put just a stack of them off to the side. And I was going through it the other day, and I saw it, and I just was like, you know, when I first pulled it out, I read the title, and I don't really collect horror, and this is a horror book. But this is from, yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks, Alex. But this is from Dell Comics, Ghost Stories. I want to say it's Ghost Stories number 12 or number 10. But I love that cover, man. That cover just talked to me. Reminds me of that Batman cover. I want to say it's Batman 227. That's the homage. I'm not a big Batman guy, but that's one of the covers I really like. But it kind of reminds me of that. The ghostly figure over the house. There's just missing a person running. But anyway, I just thought that was some Silver Age niceness that I'd show off, and that's going to go in my favorite covers box for sure. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'd never heard of this until I saw it the other day, so I'm going to start looking for these books because I kind of like to look into that a little bit. This next book I've wanted for a while. So I'm going to go on a little rant here for a minute. I'm not a variant guy. Not because I don't appreciate the artwork, but because I don't think that the cost is as effective. I kind of feel like buying the Silver Age, it's harder to find in most cases. I mean, unless you're going after the real high variants, which I don't. But also, I don't think 10, 15 years from now, a lot of those variants are going to hold their cost. So this is my story. This is Venom number 150, the Adi Granov variant. I love this. This was my favorite of the Venom 150 variant covers. When it first came out, people wanted $30, $40 for it, and I waited, and I ended up getting it off eBay. And I don't normally buy off eBay, but I did in this case because I couldn't find it anywhere local. I bought it last week for $15. It was like $15.63 shipped. So I kind of felt like that was a win-win. It's, you know, near mint copy. But I just absolutely... Get that a little closer. It's just such a beautiful... yeah, I agree, Alex. Silver Age is so much better. I told a story in one of my Origins videos about how I used to have X-Men number 1 hanging on the wall, and it was autographed by Jim Lee. It was either Jim Lee or Stan Lee. I wasn't sure. In doing my research, it was Jim Lee, and I you know, that was like the one book that I didn't, you know, ever recover well. Like one of my absolute best friends, his name's Joe. He went to a Jim Lee signing about a month ago, and he could only get like 4 or 5 things signed, and got me X-Men number 1. This is the variant, the Magneto variant, which in my opinion is the best out of all of them. Signed by Jim Lee. this thing is just beautiful, man. It's just awesome. So, man, this means so much to me, getting that. You're right. Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. Just, I think, I mean, modern stuff's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like some modern stuff. But, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. Never had that happen before. We're talking about variants. And, the recent one was I think the first appearance. People spent a lot of money on the first appearance of the Red Goblin. If I understand, it's Carnage on Norman Osborn. Here's the problem. There was a variant that came out that was an homage cover. The homage cover was to Spider-Man 238, the first appearance of Hobgoblin. One of the best covers of Spider-Man. I would say it's probably one of the top 10 to 20 Spider-Man covers ever. I'd also say it's one of the top keys in Spider-Man because it's the first appearance of a major villain, Hobgoblin. But this was the first appearance of a Red Goblin who we don't know what he's going to do. Like, I have a hard time believing Carnage is going to stay with Harry Osborn. Seems to me like it has fad written all over it. I did pick up 2 copies, not one for me and one for my son, but my son gets them and collects them. I haven't got them yet. They're going to be in my next haul. But there was a variant where they did like the Red Goblin, ripping apart Spider-Man's uniform. It was like an homage. And it's selling for like $150, $200 on eBay. And I just don't understand it. One, it's not an original cover. It's an homage cover. So it's never going to be considered one of the greatest covers of all time. It's never going to be considered an iconic cover. It's beautiful. It looks really nice. People, pre-ordered them for $50 and now they're selling them like mad. I just don't get it. I think you'll be able to buy that book a year from now for under $50. We'll see. You heard it here first. And Amazing Spider-Man 800 has a Delato variant coming up. If you haven't seen it, it's beautiful. It's a 1 in 25. I have no idea what it's going to go for. I won't pay more than $30 for it. I'll pay $30, but I won't pay more than $30. And if I can't get it immediately, then I'll get it a year from now when I can get it for $15. Because while it's a beautiful cover, it's not, I don't see it being something that's going to be iconic. Anyways, that was my rant on variants. My last book, I picked this up for $30 at my LCS. It's a decent copy. It's one of the books on my checklist. Iron Man and Submariner #1. I didn't, like I said, I only paid $30. Normally I have a little bit bigger book at the end, but this is what I had. My hauls are going to be a little bit smaller. That's because I'm saving my money to try to get X-Men 1. I'm going to a big con in May. That's where I want to get X-Men #1. So, really happy to get this, and I count this as one of the big premiere issues. So that's another book, number 11. So left on my wish list for this year is Captain Marvel #1, Daredevil #7, Doctor Strange 169, Iron Man #1, Captain America #100, X-Men #3, X-Men #4, and X-Men #1. I had the opportunity to buy Captain America #100 for $80. I'd say it was a 2.0 with very, very rusty staples to the point where when you open the book, the inside was turning black. I turned it down. Rusty staples is just something I stay away from. I got that advice from Reaper, and ever since I started following it, I feel a lot better about it. I have had some books with rusty staples, and I've weeded most of them out of my collection. None of my big keys have rusty staples, so yeah, I can't do rusty staples. Sounds like a name. Yeah, it's Rusty Staples. But anyway, for those who are just here, I want to I did this at the beginning. I'll show it again. Got it back from grading. Came back at 2.5. That's okay by me. It presents super awesome in my opinion. So, just thought you guys would like to see that one more time. I'm gonna show some. Yeah, it is an awesome book. I'm gonna show some books I have for sale here. All right, guys, if you're interested, let me know. Tales of Suspense 46, First Crimson Dynamo. Tales to Astonish, just some old Tales to Astonish here. A lot of these are pre-superhero. They're not high grade. I eventually want to rebuy all of these. This is the first appearance of the Porcupine. I know you're like, who's the Porcupine? That's what I was like. This is one of my favorite covers. I actually really like this cover. This Tales 34. But I figure I can buy all these at a later date and time. And right now, I just I want to get as much money. Hey, Silver, it's nice to see you. Hey, Rogue. Yeah, that is a great group. But anyway, I just want to if you guys are interested in any of these, let me know. I've had some people interested in these, and I've been negotiating some deals, but nothing's been set in stone that they're buying these yet. Hey, Rogue. This is one of the rare videos where I didn't show a Deadpool book, coincidentally. So anyways, all those are for sale, plus a bunch more. Look at my recent for sale video. The more you buy, I'm willing to work deals. Just trying to, and if you're looking for anything specific, if I have it and I'm willing to part with it, I'll let you know. I want to try to sell as much as possible. My goal is to be able to go to MegaCon in May, beginning of, I think it's middle of May, somewhere in there. And to be able to walk out of there with an X-Men #1. That's my goal. But in order to do that, I don't want to dip into savings for a book that big. I want to sell some books to get that book. I think that's a smarter way to go. So, all right, guys. That's all I got. Hey, Silver, if you missed it earlier, I want to show you something. I think you'll appreciate this cover. I'm showing that one again for Silver Age Dave, who just said hi. Thought you'd like that. But, alright, guys. Yeah. Well, appreciate y'all checking in. Sorry about the little glitch in the middle there. Hope everybody's having a good time. I should be doing more of my Mylar series, my LCS, where I buy my Mylar and stuff. Ran out of backboard, so I have to wait for some backboards to get in. But should be doing more of that this weekend. So, until next time, guys, collect what you like. Don't apologize for it. Happy hunting, guys. Thanks for tuning in.